Hello and welcome back to ROADTRIpVIA, the once-a-day road trip trivia quiz. Today's episode is day number 181 of the 365-day trivia road trip. Now that's the program we're doing this year, but overall, this is episode 1200. So since January 1st of 2020, we have now done 1,200 episodes, which is actually pretty cool. Thanks for joining us. Good luck on today's quiz. Question number 1. A cowboy riding an ostrich, an elephant with polka dots, a boat that can't float, and a lion with wings are members of what group found on an island featured in a television adaptation of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Found on an island, that is the Misfit Toys. The Island of Misfit Toys. Question number 2. Based in Atlanta, what soft drink was created by the former Confederate soldier John Pemberton in 1886 and given a brand name based on the presence of a now absent narcotic? They just don't make them like they used to. That is cocaineless Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is the answer. Question number 3. What 11-letter word is indicated in the passage of the Constitution stating that a person charged in any state with a felony who flees to another state shall be delivered up to the state having jurisdiction of the crime? What's that process called? It can happen on a state level or a federal level. The answer is extradition. Question number 4. What is the title of the 1939 John Steinbeck novel featuring Tom Joad and his family that deals with people moving from the Dust Bowl to California during the Great Depression? This is basically a road trip book. Tom Joad takes his family on Route 66 in The Grapes of Wrath. Question number 5. He is a fictional representation of the ruling political party in George Orwell's 1984, who is said to be watching you. What is his name? That is also the name of a CBS reality show in which viewers watch contestants trapped in a house. In George Orwell's 1984, it is always Big Brother who is watching you. Question number 6. This is the instinctual force of life, unconscious, uncontrollable, and isolated. What is the name of this internal force described by Sigmund Freud that accompanies the ego and the superego? This internal force is called the id. Question number 7. Coming to the country every year in late April and staying until later in August, what is the type of small bird, around 25 centimeters long with a weight of around 380 grams, that serves as an unofficial mascot of the country of Iceland? I've been there once. They're everywhere. The answer is the puffin. I think I even got a puffin keychain. Question number 8. The United States, United Kingdom, Soviet Union, and China were known as the Big Four during the Second World War. Franklin Roosevelt and Winston Churchill led the US and the UK. What two men led the Soviet Union and China? in order is Joseph Stalin and Chiang Kai-shek. Question number 9. One rises in southwest Tibet and then flows through India, Pakistan, and into the Arabian Sea. The other flows from the Himalayas through India and Bangladesh into the Bay of Bengal. What are the names of these two rivers? I gotta have both. The answer is the Indus and the Ganges. Question number 10. In what strategy game of German origin, but not with a German name, is the object to get a player's 10 marbles from one end of the six-sided star into the other end of the six-sided star? It is not Chinese and it is not checkers, but the name of it is Chinese checkers. Question number 11. Molten rock material that flows on top of the Earth's surface is known as lava. What is the proper scientific term that it is referred to as while it flows under the surface and before it erupts? The answer is magma.
With liquid hot magma.
Question number 12. Its rhyming scheme could be A-B-B-A, A-B-B-A, C-D-E, C-D-E. What is this single stanza 14-line poem written in iambic pentameter of which Shakespeare wrote many? One of the things that Shakespeare was famous for was his sonnets. Sonnet is the answer. Question number 13. What is the nickname of the region of the North Atlantic stretching from Florida and Puerto Rico to a namesake island that has been the site of several maritime disappearances, including the Scorpion submarine in 1968? What do they call that creepy little region of the North Atlantic? The answer is the Bermuda Triangle. Question number 14. Widely considered to be one of the greatest coaches in NFL history, what prolific professional football coach holds numerous coaching records, including winning a record 6 Super Bowls as the head coach of the Patriots? That coach is Bill Belichick. Question number 15. The picture of Dorian Gray was featured in this 2003 film based on an Alan Moore comic book. What was the title of this film that also included characters like the Invisible Man, Tom Sawyer, and Captain Nemo? The answer is The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Question number 16. An adult has about 25 trillion. They are formed in bone marrow and are destroyed in the spleen. What are these cells, also called erythrocytes, that are disc-shaped cells transporting oxygen in the body? The cell we're looking for is a red blood cell. Question number 17. These legendary ladies you do not want to meet. In Ireland, they haunt the burial mounds found across the country. and their loud shrieking and keening are said to portend a death in the hearer's family. What is this unwelcome screaming messenger called? The answer is a banshee. Question number 18. Many chose this path to the Americas because they were poor and unable to afford passage. What name is given to servants who agreed to work for a certain number of years, often 7, and then given their freedom? The answer is indentured servants. Question 19. It's where the wreckage of Blackbeard's flagship is believed to have been discovered in 1997. Due to that, and many other wrecks, what is the most common nickname of this dangerous region off North Carolina's coast? It's not a mysterious area like the Bermuda Triangle, it's just a dangerous area. What is it called right off North Carolina's coast? They call it the Graveyard of the Atlantic. And question 20, believed to have been written around 1590 or 1592. Catherine, Bianca, Lucentio, and Petruchio are some of the main characters in what Shakespearean comedy that has been adapted to modern movies several times? The answer is The Taming of the Shrew. And I don't know if I've told this story on the channel before, but one time while playing Scholars Bowl in high school, I got a question right. I got the Taming of the Shrew correct because I had seen 10 Things I Hate About You all the time, and I knew that it was loosely based on the Taming of the Shrew, but I would not have got it on the content of the question alone, except for one of the parts of the question was Catherine said to Bianca, and I knew that was the name of the 2 characters in the modern day movie, so I just took a stab at it, got it right, got the points. I always remember that because people thought I knew way too much about Shakespeare, and actually I just watched too many Heath Ledger movies. But here's question 21 for today, the tiebreaker. The domicile of the Koopa villain and the base of operations for his army in the Super Mario Bros. Game for the NES, Bowser is located in the castle in the world with what number? The castle being the 4th section of that world, so we're just looking for the number of the level where you meet the final Bowser. Whichever player gets closest wins the point. Any people remember playing the old NES game? That was the 4th section of level 8. If you could beat all 8 levels, you beat the game. Whichever player got closest wins that point. If it was a tiebreaker, they win the whole match. Alright, make sure you join ROADTRIpVIA tomorrow. Halfway through tomorrow's quiz is halfway through the 365-day trivia road trip. Nothing special is going to happen. It's just going to be a regular pit stop trivia, but everybody likes pit stop trivia, so I will see you then.